Oh my gosh. It's pouring down out there. Hopefully it doesn't get any worse than it already is. You should just take this time to relax, lie down, take it easy. In fact, I just made some tea. It's still warm. Let me go ahead and pour a cup for you. It's your favorite peppermint tea with a little bit of honey. But I know you also like it with maple syrup as well. But honey has been your preference as of lately. But I just wanted to read you some Edgar Allan Poe because I know how much you love his work, and I do too. And we haven't read his work in a while. Wouldn't that be nice? Just you and me. This is one that always stuck with me ever since I first read it in middle school. The Raven. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this and nothing more." Distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books. I don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm just gonna take a mark as I say. Keys of sorrow. Sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door." Some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is and nothing more. Presently, my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam," implorer, but the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door, darkness there and nothing more. Deep in that darkness, peering, long I stood there wondering, fear, doubting. Dreams no more were ever dared to dream before, but the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, "Lenore?" This I whispered, and an echo murmured back a word of the noise. Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber, turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping somewhat louder than before. Surely, said I, surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see, then, what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more. Open here I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Not a minute stopped or stayed here. Excuse me, he. But with mine, of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pilus, just above my chamber door, perched and sat and nothing more. Then this ebony bird, beguiling my fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. Though thy crest be shorn and shaven thou, I said, art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marveled this ungainly fowl to hear it discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore, for we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such name as nevermore. But the raven, sitting only on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul, in that one word, he did outpour. Nothing further he uttered. Not a feather, then he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered. Other friends have flown before, on the morrow he will meet me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said nevermore, startled as the stillness broken by a reply so aptly spoken. Doubtless, said I, what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, to his songs one burden bore, to the, oh gosh, this is another tricky word, I'm not sure about this one. It's like, of his hope, that melancholy burden bore, of never, nevermore. But the leaving, still bewilling all my fancy into smiling, I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird, and bust and door, and upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy into fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim and gamely, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl, or is it fowl, whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat dividing, with my head at ease reclining, on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er, but whose velvet, violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er, she shall pass, excuse me, I'm so sorry, press, nevermore. Then, is this me thought the air grew denser, or methought, something like that, perfumed from an unseen censers sown by a seraphim whose footballs tinkled on the tuft floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God had led thee, by these angels he had sent thee, respite and nepenthe from the memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this kind nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if word or devil, whether tempter sent, or whether tempest tossed thee near shore, desolate, yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore, quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil. Oh shit, I regret that. Cut that. Cut it. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, and by that God we both adore, tell the soul with sorrow laden if, within the distant Aden, it shall clasp a sainted maiden, From the angel's name Lenore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden. From the angel's name Lenore, quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word, their sight imparting, bird or fiend. I shrieked, upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy big from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and a lamplight arm streaming throws a shadow on the floor, and my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted evermore. Oh my. Did you really fall asleep to that? Oh my gosh. Aw, that's too bad. I wanted to read a few more poems for you. It's okay. I'll just watch you for a little bit. And credit you. You're sleepy. You're asleep. Just kiss you a bit. Since you're a heavy sleeper, that doesn't tend to wake you up. Sleep well. I hope you tell me of your dream when you wake up. I always love it when you tell me about your dreams. You know you love it when I tell you about mine. It's always so intriguing what the mind can conjure up during sleep. I always wonder if one day I'll be able to have a, what do they call them again? Lucid dream. You get to control the dream completely. Go wherever you want. Be whoever you want. Do whatever you want. Imagine that. I think the first thing I would do, I would just fly around. That'd be really fun. I would definitely experiment with like all different typical powers. as I was saying, become the most ideal version of myself that I would want to be. Like the best version of me. And then I want to see the best version of you. I think that would help both of us have even more motivation. That sounds good.